Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fire and Flavor. I'm your host, Matt, and today I am talking to Phil from Smokin Roof out of Manchester, New Hampshire. How's it going, Phil?
Hey, not too bad.
Good. Good to see you again, man. I got to tour your facility a couple weeks ago, and that was really freaking cool. So I don't know. Let's start it off, man. Tell me a little bit about yourself and how you started this company.
Well, it was just about some ghost pepper plants, really. That's how it all started. The wife bought a couple ghost pepper plants for me because she knows I like spicy. So we decided to take and see what we're gonna take and do with that. So I'm like, I don't know what to do with them, but suggested we just go and try and make some hot sauce. So that's how it all really started, really. I've created like five different ones to start and just went from there.
That's awesome, man. That's the best way to start. That's how I got into hot sauce making. I started growing, peppers, and then had to figure out what to do with them. So, now was this how long ago did you start doing that with the
That
plants and
was
stuff?
about 8 years ago.
8 years ago. Cool. And I think we chatted a little bit about it when I went to visit you. Um, you were growing your own peppers for your company for a while, right?
Yeah. And so what we did is we obviously started with the two pepper plants, which there's a lot of peppers that come on a plant. So that's a lot to take and
Yeah.
figure out as it was. But by the time we got really going, we were up to somewhere around 40 plants. And we were picking all the peppers when they would come ripe late in the fall, into the fall, and we would dehydrate them and make them into a powder so that we could be consistent with what we were doing. But it just got to the point where we just did not have the time anymore to be able to do that whole process.
Yeah, that's a lot. And like all those super hot plants, like we were talking about, they take a long time to ripen, man. So you really have to time it perfectly if you're trying to do it for a company.
Yeah, and it got to be really difficult when we started doing events. And when you're doing events, it's most of the time it's summer into the late fall.
Right.
So when you're really going with the events, you don't have time for that.
Yep. That's true, man. Summer creeps up quick and then it ends very quick in New Hampshire here, man. We only get a few months in a window. Like basically what it's mid-February now or kind of end of February. And if you were to grow super hot plants, you should have started already, right? So that's a
Yeah.
very small window for us here up north. What's the story behind the name of your company, Smokin Tin Roof?
Well, at the time, it was like, okay, I got to figure out something. We got to come up with a name somehow. So one of the things that I thought of was that I used to do a lot of smoking. I had a smoker, and we were doing all kinds of stuff in that. So smoking came out of that, and it just happened to be that we had just finished having a metal roof put on our house. So smoking tin roof kind of clicked, and it kind of related to the sauces anyway.
Right.
So that was kind of nice.
Yeah, that's actually very, very fitting. So I guess it does have a personal meaning to you as part of your home at one point. You know, um, so you were telling me when I went to visit, you guys still smoke peppers at the facility, right?
Well, we hand roast red bell
Hand
peppers.
roast. Okay, okay.
Those are the ones, and that's for one of the specific sauces.
Right, right, right. That's cool, man. Yeah. I'll say it again. I am still thinking about it. I was so impressed when I went to visit that kitchen. That is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And also the shared space with the guy that dehydrates candy.
Yeah,
Dude, I've been telling everyone about this. I went to this crazy place. This guy makes his sauces here. He has a kitchen with his wife, and then he shares the space with another guy that dehydrates candy and this big machine. Dude, it was such an experience for me. Like that was so cool. I'm
yeah,
still
they
on
got quite a
that.
job there with the freeze drying of the candy stuff.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's super cool, man. So so what kind of challenges did you face when you were starting this company? I know we had mentioned like a kitchen is definitely one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, when you're working with type of product that we are, it has to be shelf stable. So it's
Right.
not like you can just take and do it in your house and put it all together and you're ready to go. You can just go
Right.
ahead and sell it. No, there's a lot of processes that you have to take and go through in order to be able to even get to the point where you can actually produce and get ready to start to sell. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it definitely is a lot of work, and you have to send things out to be tested, and then you have to wait for them to get back to you, and then you have to be compliant with state guidelines, and then FDA guidelines, and all this kind of crazy stuff. So, um, I think you had mentioned you guys were working out of a ghost kitchen, right? Before,
Yeah, we worked out of another kitchen out of Derry when we
right?
first started, which was really great for us because the person who runs that kitchen was very helpful.
Good. Yeah, that they kind of had everything set up to actually no, I think let's reverse a little bit. You're saying the guidelines weren't totally straightforward from the state, right? But this kitchen was able to
Right.
help you kind of get everything going in the right direction at the time.
Yeah, they didn't have any written documentation anywhere taking stating what pieces you had to do first.
Right.
So every time somebody would take and say, "Oh no, you need to do this first," it's like, "Oh, okay, fine, I'll go ahead and do that." And then somebody else, "Oh no, you can't do that. You got to do this first." So
Yeah.
it it was a real runaround trying to take and find the right process to be able to take and produce some spicy sauces.
Right. Yeah. I had emailed someone at one point back when I was doing it, and they sent me, it was like a thick stack of paper, basically. Like, well, it was an email. I printed it out though. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was definitely a lot to comb through, man. So kudos for you guys doing that because it's a lot of work. And I guess you were saying that you guys were trying to rent your kitchen out too at some point, right? Or you are currently.
Currently, with the kitchen that we're in now, yes, we are looking to share it out with other businesses also.
Oh, that's really cool. So if anyone out there is looking to make some hot sauce, you can talk to Phil. He might be able to rent his kitchen out to you, and I'm sure he would appreciate that.
Or any other type of product.
Yeah, any other type of products. It's a kitchen, man. Cook in there. So how does like the local community react to this? Because I know you're like in a small kind of like industrial complex in Manchester, and actually, I didn't even know that place was there. Like, I knew that there's the other like plaza right there, but I didn't even know that all those little buildings were there. So, like, are your neighbors friendly? Like, do you share sauce with them? Do you talk to them at all? Or
No, well, we do talk to one of the companies that's right next door. That's about it. But mostly it's a business area, so nobody really talks that much.
yeah, that's fair.
Um, but the kitchen is the only one in the city of Manchester at this time. And within the state, I want to take and say there's only three at this point right now. There was a couple others, but they've been closed up for quite a while now.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not an easy thing to take and be able to take and do anything where there's only like three of them in the state.
Right, right. Um, so when you source your peppers or anything else, I think you were telling me we're gonna reverse a little bit. You were growing your own at one point, but
Yep.
now you source from a farm in, is it Florida, right?
Yeah, there is a company down in Florida that you can buy hot peppers and various other things in different stages.
Oh, cool.
So we buy it as a powder, which makes it a lot easier for us
Mhm.
to be consistent with our recipes. You can take and buy them dehydrated. And another process, which a lot of people are trying to start use, is doing it in a mash, which is another way of taking doing it. So you can get those in different ways.
Yeah, I have bought some mash before. um, Carolina Reaper mash. I bought scorpion pepper mash, and I found that you could buy it by like a giant 5 gallon bucket, and so people are doing that, and I couldn't imagine cracking one of those open and just like like being totally gassed out by it. Man, do you guys get gassed out in your kitchen ever?
I would say I would rather do that, open up a 5 gallon pail,
Yeah,
than have to open up a Ziploc bag of ghost powder.
yeah, that's true. I work at a store, and we would during the summer we would get smoked ghost chilies in a little like shaker, but when you'd open the shaker, it's probably about the size of one of your bottles. Um,
Yeah.
the ghost chilies in there were actually bagged, right? So it was bagged in the little like grinder, and I opened it up for the first time, and I popped open the plastic thing, and it just flew everywhere in my face. So I had smoked ghost chilies flying into my nostrils and my eyes. I'm at work, I'm crying, dude, and it was not a pretty sight. So I totally agree with you on that. Wow. So you use ghost peppers in all of your recipes, right?
Correct. So the way we take and do all of our products is we're creating a flavor first, get that perfected so that it's got a nice flavor to it. And then we add ghost pepper powder to it to the heat level that we want it to have, without going crazy with it.
Yeah, yeah, and that is true because I have tried a couple of your sauces beforehand. Um, and they do vary in heat. They're not, like the pepper jelly here that you gave me is fantastic. It has a little kick and it has ghost pepper in it. But dude, that's totally edible. It's not something that's gonna put you on your butt first thing. I think there's too many sauces that do that and they just don't, they just try to go to 1 to 100 or 0 to 100 instead of just kind of like using what they got and keeping it at a good level that anyone can enjoy. And I really appreciated that about your products that I've tried so far, man. That's super cool. Um, what was I gonna say? So what was the first product that you guys came up with?
Uh, when we first started, there was five of them, but one of them did not pass the testing phase,
Okay,
so that one got left out. But the first four that we did have, one which was burning raspberry.
okay,
It's not as burning as everybody thinks it is, really.
yeah,
But that's one that's great on ice cream. So that and pork. But that one, grow a pear. My wife came
yep,
up with the name for that one. That's a pear-based one.
yeah.
And then we came out with a bacon stout mustard.
Bacon stout mustard.
Yeah, so we did that was a fun one because we had to do a little bit of bar hopping to find a nice beer to make a nice beer mustard, and we actually happened to find a bacon stout from Rockingham Brewery, their Belly of the Beast.
Okay, so that's semi local.
Yeah, we try to take and see if we can do it if we can.
Yeah,
So mustard, pear, raspberry, and what was my fourth one? The spiced pumpkin butter. That's what it was.
spiced
That
pumpkin butter.
one, yeah. So that one, is like a pumpkin pie with a little tiny kick to it.
You can get down with that. I love
Yeah,
pumpkin pie, man.
yeah.
I'm gonna
So
actually
those are the
come visit
first
you
four that
again.
we actually, yeah, those are the first four that we actually came out with.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, I'm gonna come by and visit you and grab some more stuff soon because, I've definitely had a taste of a couple. I'm a fan. I've been telling everyone, man. So, I'm going to totally gas you up.
All right.
Um, so how has like expanding worked? I remember we were talking and you were saying you guys started off by not really making a lot, and now you make a lot more now compared to when you started.
Yeah, when we started, we thought it was a big deal when we were doing four cases of one product.
Right.
Like, okay, how the heck are we going to take and do this? I mean, we got to sell this. Are we going to be able to sell this? And after doing the first event and stuff actually sold, people actually loved it because we were doing sampling. We're like, okay, we can do this. And then if I take and accelerate it to where we are now up to doing, oh, what are we up to? About doing 25 cases per batch.
Yeah.
Um, so that's a lot.
That is a lot, man. And so, yeah, you keep it all on racking in your facility. And when I was walking through, I was like, oh my God, it's so
Yep.
cool. That's so
And there's
cool.
12 to a case.
Yeah,
So
that's a
think
lot of
about that.
sauce, bro. That's a lot of sauce, man. You guys mostly do wholesaling, right? Or do you sell in shops too? I couldn't
Most
remember.
most of what we do is events at
Yeah.
this time. We are moving more towards retail. So the wholesale accounts are starting to come through. And that's what we're working towards this year.
Oh, cool. And do you guys ever pop up at farmers markets too, just to like sell your stuff? I know you do events, but farmers markets too, or
We're not doing farmers markets anymore. We did try it for a little while to see
Okay.
how that was. It's a very short period of time that you're there.
Right.
So it got to be, it wasn't a bad thing, but it was cost effective. It wasn't worth the time for us to be there,
Yeah, that's fair.
uh, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah.
But the bigger events that we take and do, the craft fairs and the fairs and stuff like that, that's where we're selling a lot.
That's fair, man. Wherever the business is and wherever it takes you, right? So,
Yep.
I would probably do the same thing, honestly. I would probably do the same damn thing. So what do you find to be your most rewarding experience as a small business owner? You guys kind of started from the ground up out of your house.
Yeah, we did. Well, not out of our house, but yes, we
But yeah,
did take and
essentially.
start, very small. And I mean, it's the interactions with all the people, really, because we do sampling at almost every event. Well, actually, we do every event with some sampling. So it's the seeing the expressions on people's faces, the conversations that we have with them, about what we're doing, what they take and do, and what they like about stuff.
Right. Is there any like story that stands out from a customer, like an experience that they've had while trying your sauce, or did someone have a total different experience than you had expected from them? Or
Uh, One of the biggest ones we do remember all the time is we were at one craft fair, and I guess these people were from Germany,
oh wow,
and they told me that my bacon stout mustard can stand up to German mustard.
oh,
So that was kind of a weird one.
that's they said it can't or can.
It can stand up to a
Oh,
German mustard.
I guess that's a compliment. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, yeah,
It's kind of a weird compliment, but I'll take it.
yeah. I mean, it's not something you would expect.
So what do you think sets your sauces apart from others in the market?
I think it's because of the way we reproduce our stuff, really.
Yeah.
We're creating a flavor and then we're adding some heat to it. And where most others, it's a combination of the different hot peppers and then adding another flavor to it to give it a flavor, that type of thing. And I'm guessing on most of them because I've seen some that are that way and others I'm not sure.
Right, right. So what would you say is like your development process for that for making sauce?
Well, it's always to try and take and figure out the next best flavor that you want to take and try and create or recreate. And then take and see where it goes and how you're going to take and add that heat to it without destroying the flavor that you just created.
Right. Yeah, you want to keep that fine balance between the two. You don't want one to overtake the other completely. Do you do test trials with your friends and family and stuff and kind of get their feedback and kind of
Yeah,
toy
we
with
do that
that?
once in a while. Yeah, it's also great to have other people give some a little bit of input on it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to have another set of eyes or taste buds rather. Um so you roast your own bell peppers at your facility. What sauce was that for again?
Smoky pepper.
Smoky. Oh, this guy
Yeah.
right here. So we're actually gonna try this one in a little bit. Oh yeah, the bell peppers are right on the label. Duh, I'm a goofball. Um, so like, let's see. What what do you consider your like flagship sauce? Like, what's your personal favorite that you make?
They're all favorites,
They're all
really.
favorite.
Come
That's
on.
a fair answer.
But
Yeah.
but the biggest ones are been the Smoky Pepper has been
Hmm.
a very big flagship for us, and the Green Monster, which has also been a big one for that.
Yep.
A lot of
That one's
people
really
really
good.
like those too.
Yep. Green Monster is good. Green Monster. So I put it on my partner's eggs and I sent you that picture of her looking very happy eating them.
Yes,
And then later that night we had this hot pepper jelly, which we're gonna taste here. We had that with crackers and cheese quite a few times actually. Um, so that's really cool, man. I actually love that you have a diverse amount of products. You do barbecue sauce, you do pepper jelly, you do the pumpkin. Sorry if I'm gonna butcher. Is it pumpkin
yeah,
butter?
pumpkin butter. Yeah,
Pumpkin butter, and then you have hot sauce, and you make sauces, but they all have different like levels of heat. So like for instance, we have the Northwoods uh barbecue sauce made with blueberries, and that is labeled as mild. So I had to get something mild. I can't eat everything hot. Well, I can, but I want to share it too. And then we
Yeah.
got Smoky Peppah, and it has hot on it, which I'm very excited to taste here in a little bit. And also, I just wanted to point out for our viewers and listeners that on each bottle of sauce, which I love that this is pretty much a industry standard at this point, is that it has a usage thing on here. Let's actually make sure this is focused. Rip. So it says what you can use it for. And again, there is a heat level on the side. So, if you guys see Phil's sauce anywhere, or if you're buying it from him directly, which I'm pretty sure you can, um, definitely get your eye out because you have different heat levels for each of these, right? Or just some of them.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Um,
Some we do have like the mustard we do,
right.
the buffalo sauce we
Yep.
do.
Oh, I have that one too. I have that in my fridge. We did the buff. My wife did it with shrimp, and she loved it. And I did it with a big batch of wings because I am a wing freak. Um, So yeah, she's actually had it a couple times with that. That's I think that's her favorite one, and the green monster definitely goes on the eggs. That's a good one for her breakfast and stuff. And I had it with my potatoes and stuff. So yeah, dude, you guys are doing something great there. I really want to see you guys keep doing that, and it seems like you will because you've been at it for a while. So that's super awesome, man. Um,
Yeah, we are working on another one right now.
Yeah. Can you talk about it at all, or is it a secret?
Um, it's gonna be different, that's for sure.
Okay. Okay. And
Um,
we can leave it at that if you don't want
we'll leave it at that for right now.
to. Okay. So stay tuned, guys. That's going to be pretty exciting. Um. So you were saying you have a raspberry one and you can put it on ice cream.
Yes,
That's cool. And what was that flavor called again?
that's the burning raspberry.
Burning raspberry. Take that down. I'm writing down the ones that I want to come and get from you next time. See.
It's whatever you don't have already, right?
Yeah. Right. Dude, I could have left with the whole freaking
But the
arsenal.
burning raspberry, this the majority of that is raspberries. So
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna know it because you can taste the seeds.
Mhm.
They're there. It's great on ice cream. It's great on pork. Another one which is really great is if you don't want that heat to be so hot, add some olive oil to it and you'll make it into a vinaigrette for a salad.
Oh, okay, okay. I was gonna say that one sounds like you could put it in a salad. Is that a thicker sauce? Yeah.
It is thicker, because of the raspberries
Okay.
themselves.
Okay. That's cool too. I love my thin sauces, but I actually really have been into the thicker ones lately, like those nice barbecuey sauces and yeah. Um, so what would you say the smoky Peppah here, this one that we're gonna try them all on camera, but what would you say that the smoky Peppah pairs with best?
I would have to take and say it's a great steak sauce.
Steak sauce. Okay. So I guess that's what I will be eating with this in the next segment. Um, Noted. So if you could describe Smokin' Tin Roof in 3 words, what would it be?
Ooh, 3 words, huh?
Yeah.
Creative,
Yeah.
unique, and spicy.
Spice. Right. That's fair. And I agree with that. I agree with that. That's pretty solid. Have and so I guess this next question you kind of already answered, but we're just gonna go over it again. Um, have you ever created a sauce that didn't work out as planned? You said you had made a sauce and you kind of had to axe it because it didn't pass the testing phase.
Correct.
What
That one,
sauce was that?
that was supposed to be a like a salsa type of sauce.
Okay.
So it was a tomato based type. The pH just did not reach the standard that it needed to be.
Um,
I mean, that would have been a real quick and easy fix if I really wanted to.
right,
Uh, but at the time we were focusing on all the other ones that did pass. So
right.
we just never got back around to that one.
Is that something you think you'll ever get back to, or are you just cool with leaving it on the
I hope
table?
so.
Okay.
It'd
That's
be
good.
nice.
That's
It'd be
good.
nice.
Was it just not not acidic enough for it, or
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
and it was it an actual salsa or was it a sauce?
It was a sauce.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Red, green,
Red.
red.
Yeah.
Nice, man. I love a good hot salsa. I love some nachos. Tons of spicy salsa all over it, man. If you could share one message with your customers, what would it be?
You're gonna be surprised.
And that is true.
You will be surprised because you're expecting one thing, but you're actually going to get something else.
Yeah, and you know what? I will definitely agree to that. When I had that buffalo sauce, I was expecting it to be a little more vinegary than it is, and it was nice and thick. And you had mentioned, I actually got to go grab that one. Um, you had mentioned, hey, we emulated the taste of butter, but it's vegan. So I'm looking at the ingredients. I'm like, oh, interesting. There's cauliflower in this. Is that one of the things you used? And was it nutritional yeast, I think, that I see in there? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yes, you are.
All right. So yeah, I have pretty good steel trap here.
Yeah,
Is that I know nutritional yeast can be definitely a good like flavor replacement for like cheese or butter. Is that the thought behind it there?
that was the thought behind that whole process. Because nutritional yeast will give you that nutty, buttery flavor.
Yeah. And that's really cool. I was very impressed with that. That's a lot of places will use like butter powder or they'll just straight up melt butter and put it into their stuff and then their jar gets stuck or whatever. Not pretty most of the time. So that's awesome.
Yeah. And using cauliflower was the whole deal because what triggered that was is that you can take cauliflower and make it into mashed potatoes.
That is true.
So it's got the thick consistency, so why not? And cauliflower, the only thing that cauliflower really has for a flavor is almost like a peppery flavor. So it's a bland taste with a little bit of pepper,
Yep.
and it works great as a thickener to take and make the sauce as a thick sauce.
Yeah, I found that to be such a unique ingredient for a hot sauce. That was really cool. And I would never have thought to have used that myself, honestly. Uh, so kudos to you. Is there any other sauces like that where you use either of those ingredients?
No,
No? So
no,
that's pretty unique for
uh,
you guys too.
no, we don't use anything. Those two ingredients, we don't use those in anything else.
That's cool. And is in the buff is what your buffalo sauce is called. Um, is that a big seller for you guys? It must be. Do you have multiple levels of
It,
heat for that one?
yeah, well, we have the two levels. We have the mild and the hot.
Hmm.
So that, people can take and really try it. If they want the mild, they got the mild, or want to go a little hotter, they got the hot.
Yeah, a little
Uh,
more ghost.
Popularity, it's a fairly new one. We've only had that for a couple of years now, so
Okay.
it's one of those that as it gets out there more and more, people find it and then they try it and they like it.
Yeah. No, it was very good. I had a big bowl of wings with it that night when I got home. So yeah. And I'll probably have many more bowls of wings with that till it's gone, and then I'll have to get more from you. I can't remember. I think I got the mild one. I'm definitely gonna
Yeah.
get the hot one next. Um, because mild's good. It had a little kick, but I need some more heat, man. Definitely need some more heat from me.
But
um,
that's the nice part by us
yeah,
having the mild of different products that
yeah,
those that do like a little bit of spicy. So let's take it, say they like jalapenos. This
yeah.
is that type of level where
Right.
the mild is going to be on that area and people get to try it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good business practice too, just making sure that your stuff is accessible to most people, with like whatever heat tolerance they have, whether hot or not, right? So I think that's really cool of you guys to do that because some places like I was saying before, you go 0 to 100 and there's no middle ground with that. So it's really cool that you kind of want to make sure everyone can enjoy your sauce and you're able to keep those flavor profiles the same while elevating the heat too. That's
Yeah.
super cool, man. Um, so where can people find your sauces?
Well, one of the best places is the Manchester Craft Market at the Mall in New Hampshire.
Okay.
That's one of the best places right now. There are some other stores, they carry some or all of the products, but most of them carry some of them because they're giving it a try and see how it does. So there are some other stores that do carry it also.
Okay. What's one thing you wish more people knew about your company and your brand?
I go back to how unique we really are with the creations that we've done.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Is there anything else you'd like to highlight about your journey on your sauces? Like, what would you say to someone who's trying to go on this journey themselves?
Be prepared.
Be prepared. That's great advice, man.
There's a lot of things that you have to take and do. So that's the thing that they need to look at.
Very cool. Um, cool, man. All right. So we're gonna pause for a second. I'm gonna get up and get that other sauce, and I'm gonna come
Okay.
back, and then we're gonna resume, and I'm gonna taste these sauces. All right. So I'll be
Yep.
right back, bro.
Yep.
All right. Resuming. All right. So we're gonna try some of the sauces with Phil. I have in the buff, which is their buffalo sauce, and it's got the mild tag on it. I don't know if y'all can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Pairs well as a wing sauce, salads, pizza. I could totally see this on a salad, actually. And as you can see, I've been eating some of it. Green Monster, again, I've been eating it. Chili, tacos, steak, that I have not thought of, but definitely tacos. Hot pepper jelly. We're going through the gauntlet tonight, everybody. Northwoods barbecue sauce with blueberry. I'm actually very, very excited to try this one, Phil. Anything blueberry, mild, mild heat. Oh, chicken, ribs, or burgers. I love all of those things. And lastly, the smoky Peppah, which is wings, tacos, and pizza. Hot level heat. So I guess we'll start with the green monster, which I've already cracked into. I know what it tastes like, and it's awesome. But we're gonna talk about it because I haven't had it, and it's pretty much since the day I bought it because I didn't want to overdo it before we talked again. Whoop. All right. Wow. So that has a nice kick. I got the hot one.
That only
And
comes in hot.
okay. All right. That only comes. I'm gonna do it again. My stomach's gonna love me tomorrow. So um, it tastes very fresh. I want to say, yeah, the tomatillos stand out. And I love that that's the first ingredient on the list for you. But you're not just eating straight vinegar. Like vinegar is up there, but tomatillos, fresh garlic, poblano peppers, jalapenos, scallions, pineapples for a little hint of sweetness there. Uh, Lime, excuse me, I might have said that already. Vegetable oil and ghost pepper. Definitely, you can tell there's ghost pepper in that. That's awesome, man. I definitely love that. Dude, I'm probably gonna have to make tacos this week. And then moving on, we're gonna go to in the buff, which I had in a big bowl of wings, but I don't think I've just had it uh, on a spoon. I think I just put it on wings, honestly. So this is mild. He also has it in hot if you want to get it. Um, and this is just a basic buffalo style sauce. It's thicker than you would expect. It's not quite what you would expect, actually. So I don't want to say it's basic, but it has some surprising ingredients like we talked: cauliflower, carrots, scallions, um, yeast. These things are definitely going to stand out against other buffalo sauces. So again, it's thick. It smells so good. All right, let me spit that here. More and a lot. I don't know if you can see, Phil. Sorry if you can't, but
That's okay.
on its own, it's very good. So all those like ingredients that he used, like the
Careful,
cauliflower.
careful wiping your eye.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Right, dude. Dude, I've been there with Hobbs. I got Carolina Reaper in my eye once. Never again. That's awesome. I really like this. I want another one. I gotta do two of each, man. It's only fair. It's only fair. What? Where? Yeah, that's the stuff, man. I almost want to say it's a little smoky. Is that the
That would
paprika?
probably the smoked paprika will give you
Yeah,
that slight hint of smoke to it.
yeah, I got that. I mean, it's good. It's not overpowering. I do like some smoke, but it definitely is not overpowering. That's super cool. Just a swig of water to reset the old palate here. All right. And now we're gonna do the pepper jelly, which I've just spread on stuff, but I'm gonna eat a spoon of it because I'm a psychopath.
And that pepper jelly is made with peaches.
Yes, it is made with peaches. Actually, let's take a look at the ingredients real quick. It's got your typical, has pectin and stuff, but we got red peppers, apple cider vinegar, frozen sliced peaches, pectin, which I had mentioned, red pepper flakes, and of course, again, ground ghost pepper, which is in all of Phil's products. He doesn't go to the extreme with all of them. So, all right, trusty spoon, trusty spoonful. Yeah, man. Yeah, really good.
And try
That's,
that on a
uh,
burger.
yeah. I was gonna say burger or grilled cheese.
There you go. Or even
Um,
a breakfast sandwich. That's
yeah,
even great on that.
yeah, absolutely. I've done it. I did it. Crackers and cheese. Um, like the last few days, I've been eating that with crackers and cheese. Um, but I'm definitely gonna do that on a burger now that you mention it.
Now, now a nice big recipe that we've took and introduced to somebody this past holiday season was taking our hot pepper jelly, take the Northwoods barbecue mild, and mix that together and put it with meatballs.
Yeah, yeah, like a Swedish meatball kind of deal.
Exactly. And that is an absolutely great mix of those two pieces.
And here they are right next to each other. I have all the fixins here to do that actually. Beep, 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 beep. Maybe separate tasting video. I don't know. All right, actually, let's crack into that Northwoods barbecue now. See, I haven't even taken the seal off it yet. Anyway,
Uh,
so now it's real. Okay, here we go. And I can tell that there's blueberry in it looking at it now. Before I couldn't really tell, but I can see it. Give it a good shake. I'm just gonna put it up to the camera again for the fifth million time because it looks awesome. I love your label, man. Do you do the label work yourself? You have a friend that does it for you, or
we hired somebody to take and help us with the labels.
very cool. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's definitely barbecue sauce, man. I mean, that's what you're going for, but oh god. Nope, I'm dropping stuff. All right. I love that. That's smoky. Let's see. So let's go over some of the ingredients real quick. We got blueberries, apple cider vinegar, ketchup. I'm not gonna go through the whole list. Um, just those. We got brown sugar, pretty staple there. Maple syrup, ghost pepper again, paprika, mustard seeds, hickory smoke flavor. Okay, that's wrong in that. Cumin. All right, let's give it a shot. So you're saying Swedish meatballs with this and the pepper jelly.
Yeah.
All right, man. I might have to give that a try because I do love Swedish meatballs. Very good. The blueberry is very subtle in it, I'll say. I'm actually happy for that. It's not super, super sweet, but it's very nicely balanced. Certainly unique. I would eat this on ribs. I love ribs. I don't buy them enough. I really want my own smoker. That's really good, Phil. That's really good. Thank you for sharing that with me. Oh, man. Well, I'm into that. Okay. So maybe this week I'm going to do some Swedish meatballs. And then lastly, we have the smoky Peppah. Smoky Peppah. Come on. And for that, excuse me, we got red peppers. We got the vinegar, which is always present in most hot sauces. Pineapple again. Scallions. Paprika. Ghost pepper. Okay. Soy. You use soy sauce on this or something?
No, it's because of the soy is in the oil.
Oh, okay. I see. All right, let's crack this open.
Oh.
Also, I want to say thank you for having nice perforated freaking wrapping, dude. Some of these things do not unwrap well.
Yep.
Yours all have. Give it a good shake. And you can say hello to the camera again. Beautiful bottle, man. All right. We'll smell test. It's smoky. It. Top the lid. Dropping stuff. There's my spoon. There it is. I bought a special spoon to taste my sauces. That's how legit I am, man. All right. Again, spoonful. So this one's labeled as hot.
Probably should have warned you that is our hottest one. But as you can see, it's not crazy.
Oh no, it's very good. That's I think the my two favorite out of the sauce. I do like them all, but
Yep.
I'd say my two favorite are definitely the smoky Peppah and the green monster. Um, as someone who eats a lot of wings and tacos and stuff, this is applicable to all that kind of stuff, and that stands out to me the most. I'm obsessed with the pepper jelly, and I really like that barbecue sauce. So I'm gonna have to experiment the barbecue sauce. I don't eat a whole lot of barbecue, but I really want to get more into it because the more I'm talking to people, I'm finding they're like, I don't just make hot sauce, I make every kind of sauce. So really trying to expand that and get more. And I do love barbecue, but I don't eat it enough, man. All right, let's get another spoonful of this. That is hot. The heat's actually coming to me now. It's kind of like a sleeper, I think.
That one it works out great because that's what ghost peppers usually
Yeah,
do. Is
yeah,
they like to sneak up on you.
yeah. It's like a little time bomb, dude. I love this. This is so good. That's really good, man. Um, wow. What would you personally use this on yourself?
I've used that actually. I was doing that on French fries for a while
French
instead of ketchup.
fries.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I
Um,
find it to be a great one for steak. And obviously it's gonna be great
yeah,
with pizza. We know that.
yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. 100%. I've It's funny, you don't really see it often on bottles or it's suggested to put the hot oh yeah, there it is. Tip of my tongue, man. Um, where it's suggested to be put on pizza. I have seen pizza hot sauces,
Yeah.
but it doesn't, it's like this is for pizza, not just for pizza. This is for most things, honestly. And that ghost pepper is definitely catching up with me and that I like it. I got some burn, bro. That's really cool. Oop.
So that's
So
quite the variety of different flavors that you just tried.
yeah, man, five things. Five things. That's really cool. I'm glad I actually picked up that much from you. Wow. Uh, it's hot. I like it.
But that's because of the other stuff you had also besides,
That that is true.
it does build on each other as you're eating those.
100%. So I'll tell you a story. Um, so my buddies and I used to have wing gatherings like probably every week. And we'd buy like 6 pounds of wings, and we had like all these hot sauces, and we would roll a 20-sided dice to decide what sauce we would use. So, we'd number them, and eventually, you didn't know if you're getting hot or not. So, like, by the end of the night, we were definitely tapped out after eating that. So I haven't eaten sauce like that in a while. Um, I would say that the smoky Peppah, like, yeah, I've been eating all your other hot products. This one definitely made the heat kick up for me the most out of all of them. They do build up on each other, but that really elevated it towards the end there. And think I had like 3 or 4 spoons of it. So that definitely is a factor. So, well, hey man, I just want to say thank you for coming on my show. I'm so glad we got to meet up in person. I'm glad I got to tour your facility. That was definitely one of the coolest experiences I've ever had, and I'm going to be thinking about that for a very, very, very long time and sharing that with friends. Again, plug yourself. Where can we find your company? Do you like your website? Where can we buy your sauce? Just let the audience know where they can find you.
Well, again, we are Smokin Tin Roof. You can take and find us at smokintinroof.com. One of the biggest places to take and be able to find our products is at the mall in New Hampshire at the Manchester Craft Market. And there are other stores that do carry us. So take and check out our website. We do take and try and keep that list up to date on our website for other places that you can pick it up. And we're also exploring getting into more stores as we grow.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you again. It's been an absolute pleasure. So happy to have had you on my show finally. And we should definitely be doing it again soon when I get your other products. What do you think about that?
It would be great.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much.
You have a great time.
You too. Bye.
All right, this is the tasting portion of the show where I have what was suggested by our guest. And today we are trying Swedish meatballs with the hot pepper jelly and the Northwoods barbecue sauce with the blueberries from Smokin Tin Roof out of Manchester, New Hampshire. So let's see what it's all about. All right, so we got the meatballs made as you can see, and I have covered them up completely. I used Angus meatballs, lightly seasoned. They're certainly all covered, so let's give one a bite here. Very good. Um, there's a little bit of smokiness from the barbecue sauce. The sweetness really comes through from the pepper jelly, and there's definitely just a little bit of a kick from the ghost peppers, because like Phil and I had talked about, all of his recipes use ghost peppers, and he uses that to manage the levels of heat. Very cool, but also very hot. But this isn't very hot. It's very good. And I'm probably going to be snacking on these for a couple days because the flavor of this is insane. I tried to use like a 50-50 ratio when making these. I've never really made Swedish meatballs before, but these are super tasty, and I think I got it right because they look nice and glazed. They're not totally swimming, but and then neither flavor takes over one or the other. So let's get another one on here. Mm, yeah, yeah, I think this is pretty good. It was a good suggestion. Um, I'm gonna do another tasting where he had suggested his smoky pepper sauce on steak. So I'll probably do that right after this and include it in this video. Very good. I would definitely make these, put them out on like a party. Again, I don't think it's super spicy, even though there is ghost pepper in it. I think this is something everyone could enjoy, and Phil does a great job kind of balancing that out and making sure everyone can have his sauces, whether it's hot or not. And again, that's what we really appreciate on this show. So stay tuned for a moment, and then we'll hop right into the steak pairing. So anyway, that meal was very tasty, and as you can see, I've turned into a cat. Alright, and now I've turned into a mat. Anyway, so I had the smoky pepper sauce, and my microphone had stopped working, but I still want to talk about it because I spent all that time cooking that and eating it, and I need to give you my thoughts. And on steak, I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it actually was. I think it's a great sauce. Normally, I would eat it on something like chicken, but it is so full of flavor, but it also didn't overpower the flavor of the beef that I was eating. Excuse me. And I had only very lightly seasoned that beef, as you can see in the video. Um, I would definitely do this again. I think it would be great even to marinate some beef with. It was very spicy, and it was a very steady burn. Back in the interview, I was just eating spoonfuls of it, and it was hot then, but I accidentally ended up dumping a bunch on my steak. It was very good, but that burn was steady, and I don't know, I was able to tolerate it. But wow, it was very good, and I'll probably be doing that again. Anyways, thanks for tuning in to the second episode, and stay tuned for the next.